Hi, my name is DJ and I'm from Dodo Juice. We're here basically, or I'm here to give you some of my pro tips from the things that I have learned and established over the last 12 years since Dom, my business partner, and I started Dodo Juice. And what I've found in all of those years is that a true detailer, or at least one that goes over the line from being just a guy who's out there washing his car once in a while to an enthusiast detailer, is somebody who has a large amount of products in their bag. You know, they've got products from a large variety of companies, and the reason for this is because they've been around, they've tested different things, and what they've understood is that not all products fit for all people the same way. There is some products that will work for some people that simply won't have the same quality of finish with others. It's simply in the way that they handle the product, or in the conditions that they work with the product, or simply the way that they use that particular product. And this always has kind of impressed me, because there's always been once or twice in almost every relationship with most detailers that I've come to know, where they've broken out something which I have never seen before, or which I have had either a disappointing or a not so impressive result from using. And what I've found is that they tend to either do things differently, or look at it differently, or just have a technique which is different from me. And it really works well for them. And it's amazing to see them do this, because I've seen them do these jobs on different cars where I've struggled with what I'm used to, and then I've tried it with the products or tools that they've used, and I've realized that I just can't replicate what they've been able to accomplish. And this is really interesting to me, because it really shows that you're looking around, you're identifying what works both for yourself and what works as a company producing the products that you enjoy using. That doesn't mean that you can't try to stick with a brand or use a range within a brand, because many ranges inside brands are specifically formulated to work well with each other. So I'm not advocating that you should not use a particular range within a brand, but that sometimes a different brand or a different product, one that maybe you haven't used before, might work as well. This is also part of the kind of basis of where Dodo Juice comes in. As a manufacturer, we've always specialized in trying to make the products that we think detailers will get the most out of. Now, getting the most out of a product doesn't necessarily mean that that product does every job that you need to have completed on a car. It more than often means that you have a very specific task, and you want to get that one task done with minimal effect on the rest of the jobs that you have to do. An example that I was talking about just recently is using a paste tar remover, which loosens up the tar but actually won't affect a wax or a coating underneath, which is great if you're just looking to get off a couple of spots. Whereas if you wanted to go with a more whole tar and glue remover to that extent, you're going to be affecting or potentially even stripping wax. So it's about looking at what products are out there, getting them identified, looking at how you can work with them in the conditions that you work with them, and then learning from your own experience, as well as understanding and learning from the experiences of others. Because even if there's a great review on YouTube, or one detailer that you've heard of or that you look up to might use a range or a product, and they use it really well and they're getting the good results every time, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have the same effect. So I guess my big pro tip would be, find what works for you. Use that, and don't ever question yourself unless you find something new that works better for you. And so it's not a question of never trying something new, but if you find something that works for you, regardless of who makes it, stick with it. Because what we're all looking for at the end of the day is to make the car look fantastic. When you walk away from the car, 10 steps away, you turn around and you look back and you go, yep, I did a good job on that. Because if you can look back on the work that you've done and you're impressed, then your customers will too. So I guess my pro tip is Stick with what you know best, because that's what you're going to get the best results.